Okay, welcome back, all of you. Uh, you can see this slide. I will try to make it a bigger one. You need to just see it. No need to copy or anything. Slide show from current slide. Is it visible properly? You can see here. Municipal solid waste. It can be segregated at the source, and how it can be recyclable dry waste, organic fraction, inert debris and hazardous waste. Recyclable, again classified into non-combustible and combustible. Non-combustible considers the under non-combustible glass and metal. It can be recycled to the industry, same industry as a raw material. That day I explained one example of paper. So that way you can recycle in the same industry. Then combustible, packaging material or paper like this solid waste can be identified as a combustible solid waste, and you can convert that material as a fuel. You can use this material as a fuel. Then the organic fraction, it can be given as a biological treatment. One of the treatment is the composting, another one is the biogas, landfilling, vermicomposting. Such treatments you can provide to this. And the inert debris in that low grade construction, paving or road purpose, you can use this material. Then the hazardous waste, which is generating specially from the hospital waste and some of the laboratories, like the laboratory, a chemical laboratory may be there, or nuclear analysis laboratories may be there. From that way, hazardous waste will generate. Then whatever the hospital waste is getting generated, you can provide treatment to that is the incineration. And for other, you can spend, means if it is the nuclear material, there will be a different treatment process. If it is the industrial waste, a different treatment process as per the specifications of that particular waste. You can decide the treatment process. Okay, and one very important point I forgot to explain, or I should explain before the starting of the point, the treatment of solid waste. Okay, that you have seen this part in the recent video. Still, I'm going to explain it. So before that, I want to explain one more point, and that is that one must use that part for the purpose of solid waste management, 3R formula. This is the 3R for visible. This is visible, what I am writing. Because it is unstable. It is the unstable correction. Yeah. Sorry. Slide, it will be like this. Here I can show you the 3R formula. What is the first R? First R will be reduce, reuse. Third R will be recycle. So these 3R formula must be used by everyone. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Then and then only we will be able to control, or we will be able to manage the solid waste. heap of the solid waste are being converted, generating in the city. One example I will tell you. When I was studying in the Pune city, when during my graduation or post-graduation period, at that time there was a Ramtekdi. One spot was there where we people used to go for the excursion bird purpose. That was the hill station, and the people you might have that Ramtekdi has been converted into uh, storage for the solid waste. Means the equal amount of heaps are being generated with the solid waste in the same area, which is generating from the Pune city. Why it is being generated this much these many heaps? Because rate of solid waste generation is very huge, and comparatively we are failing to manage it properly. But if everyone starts implementing the 3R formula, so it can be possible to control. There is one proverb I would like to tell you in this respect. Why I'm explaining this again and again, you may be able to understand. If you want to plan for a year, at that time if you want to plan for 1 year, you can plant a rice, is it, and get some food and plan. Yeah, you can plan your domestic activities with this. If you want to plant for 100 years, you can plant a big trees, which are having, they will keep on passing the knowledge, and it will never end up. So that's why one should, someone should tell to the next generation, and everyone should keep on implementing and spreading it amongst their own society. So this way, definitely we can, and same is being communicated with everyone who is coming into your contact. Then it will definitely solve our problem with respect to solid waste management. Is it? So with one example, we will go with this reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce in the sense, reduce your use. Don't use. If it is an intimate requirement or extreme requirement is there, in that case only use it. Otherwise, don't use it. So I will give you the example of carry bags. So number of times we heard in the government, they are having their big cycle. Everyone is worrying about their own share, is it? So that's why this is not being implemented effectively. But if we people decides to go for the reduction of such use, what will happen? There will not be a demand. Definitely there will not be the production rate. Is it? We are demanding. Why don't you people implement this activity amongst you? Then why the people will start generating? Demand नसेल तर ते का generate करून ठेवतील? Production का करून ठेवतील? There will not be the production. Is an example. You can take any example, but I have given the example of carry bags or the plastic bags, which is never ending type of material.
this is not getting decomposed naturally or artificially pollutants into the atmosphere. One of the 2004, in the 2004, there was a flood in Bombay, where a lot of manhani was performed in the Bombay. What was the reason behind that? The plastics were blocked, the drainages were blocked with the plastic. And then because of that, the water was not getting flooded over the further away, is it? And the level of water getting raised in the city, is it? So such type of material is the plastic material. So we should reduce that such type of then reuse. With the same example, I will continue with the reuse explanation. Once you brought the carry bag to bring some packaged material from the shop and or vegetables you have brought, you can reuse for another purpose. 2, 3, 4 times you can use. Or once you brought and then thrown away and then again throwing away, this will generate huge amount of, you can imagine, you can multiply with the such activities with the number of peoples, and you can imagine how much amount of solid waste is going to be generated. You start imagining that, then only you will understand, is it? Then the recycle. Okay, suppose now this plastic bags. Okay, same example I'm going to continue. Paper. How the paper-based help us to control our environment by reducing the cutting of trees, is it? So same here. Now we are talking about the plastic bags. Recycle. So what will happen with the recycling of the plastic material? As we have decided to use, instead of 4 carry bags in a day, you will go for only one. Many of the times you will go to the market with your own cotton bag and will bring your material, and at the extreme condition, or we can say only 1 in a week or 2 in a week, you are buying that carry bags or the plastic bags for the bringing some material, and these 2 only we have used for the entire week for multiple activities, and then that material has become as a waste material, dumping it into the dustbin. Instead of dumping to the dustbin, you can separate it and send it for the recycling process that will be used as a raw material for the same industry, is it? Means that cycle will be complete. Is it? Are you getting? That cycle will be complete. And one more dangerous impact of plastic bags, I would like colored in the sense the printed as that नाव टाकलेले वगैरे ते नाहीये. तर which one is the colored one? That yellow color, black color, red color, instead of colorless. Sometimes we are seeing big material, something big material or like this. These are the bags which are processed after the recycling of package, this material, and hence their quality is very worst quality. Rather, it is not ISI mark for the carrying the food processing material processing. So this formula, if everyone starts implementing, as I told you the proverb, if you want to encourage or if you want to plant for 1 year, you can plant the rice tree or the rice plant and then enjoy your 1 year. If you want to plant for the 100 years, you can plant the trees and then you can enjoy with your kids for the 100 years. But if you want to plan for the more than 100 years, you should educate the people. Then the knowledge will transfer from one generation to another generation, and it will keep on growing on. Is it? So this way, everyone should use the 3R formula in respect of solid waste management. Now I will come to the point, that is solid waste treatment. So there are the different treatments for the solid waste. So some of the common and important treatment I have selected over here, and these are listed over here. First one is the incineration, second one is the pyrolysis, third one is the sanitary landfilling and composting. I think you have heard in the today's video, first two might have been heard by you. Still, I will explain that these two methods. Incineration. It is a complete burning in a closed conduit. It is a complete, so before that you please note down this treatment of solid waste composting. Write down please, note down please. Then I will explain the incineration, first one. Okay, shall we go to understand the incineration? Incineration is a complete burning process, is it? In a closed conduit at a very high temperature, or we can say it is a thermal treatment. It will be converted into the ash. Even metals also getting burned into the incinerator. We can decide at what temperature you want to burn, or especially incineration process can be used for. Give me a 1 minute, please. Okay. Incineration is a waste generation process that involves the combustion of organic substances contained in the waste material. Incineration and other high temperature waste treatment systems are described as thermal treatment. Then the incineration of waste material converts the waste into ash, flue gas, etc. Burning trashes release dioxins, lead, and mercury. Okay, simply I will tell you. Furnace, do you know furnace? It is that type of container. In a closed conduit, burning can be happen at a high temperature. And I told you, if it is the open burning, is it? So simply the plastic bags are too much collected at the home, and then I should destroy it properly because it is non-decomposable waste. So instead of that, I should go for burning. That I may think, is it? Akshay Shinde, you are disturbing to all. Akshay Shinde, I will remove him as he is not listening. I will remove him. I think he is watching the TV. No issue. I will make him to watch the TV. Akshay Shinde.
Okay, we'll continue. I was telling you, in a closed container, if you are burning openly, then it will emit huge amount of air pollution. It will create huge amount of air pollution. And again, ill effects of air pollution, you people are knowing, and also we are going to study in detail in the next chapter what are the ill effects of the air pollution. So to avoid that ill effects, we can go for the controlled burning, and one of the controlled burning process is the incineration. Getting? Then in the incineration process, you can provide a chimney or a stack through which the gases will emit in the higher atmosphere, which is not going to be affected directly to the human being in the troposphere. So that way arrangements are being made in the incineration, and especially incinerator can be used for the burning of hazardous waste and the biomedical waste. Biomedical waste is the septic waste, which may create which may spread the diseases to the human being. So that's why these waste are usually being burned into the incinerator. Okay, so I will show you the figure. You can see this figure in the through the figure you will understand. See here, waste feed path has been generated. It will send the waste to this container. It is a closed container. Then the grates are provided at the bottom after a little bit height from the bottom, and above that grates you can put your solid waste material which you want to burn. Is it, are you able to see this figure properly? I will try to show in a form, big form. Is it? Then you can provide the burner through which the fire can be added over here, and the combustion, one more port is provided over here for providing the combustion material, or sometimes the air inlet, or we can say sometimes may need the some fuels for the burning purpose. So it will burn with a high temperature here. Is it? Even it will goes up to the 1200 degrees Celsius temperature. Is it? And this emission of heat will be used for the generating the energy, and whatever the gases are producing through that, it will be allowed to emit through the stack at the upper level of the atmosphere, not in the troposphere. In the troposphere, human beings are surviving. At the high level, if you are releasing these gases, these will spread and will not deposit directly to the bottom. So this will be one of the way, if you want to at all go to burning at all is not recommended by the environmentalist, but still for specific purposes, and as the land is very limited and we can't, the decomposition process is very slow, in that case we need to go for the burning, and in that case it should be controlled burning, and that is what shown in the incinerator. You can see this figure, watch this figure for 2 minutes, and then we'll go for the next point. Okay, shall we move to the next step? I hope you understood the concept of incineration. Is there any problem or any query? If it is, you can ask me. Incineration plants are also known as waste to energy plants. As I told you, the high amount of heat is getting generated during the burning process, and that we can use as a energy, or the energy. We can convert it into the energy form, different forms of energy. One more byproduct we will get from this. Okay, the heat from the combustion generators superheated steam in boilers, and then the steam drives turbo generators to produce electricity. After incineration, the waste is reduced to ash, which is about 10% of its original volume. Means 90% reduction can be performed by using the incineration. 100 किलो वेस्ट जर बर्न केलं तर त्याचा फक्त 10 किलो ऍश कन्वर्ट होईल. सो इट्स अ व्हेरी competent method for the volume reduction, and within a less span period of time, is it? So that is one of the advantage. But and this the produced ash we can use as a filler in soil, or the in a cement industry, clinkers, for making bricks. Everywhere we can use as a filler. The principal product of waste incineration are carbon dioxide and water vapor, as from almost all the combustion processes, because the major process occurring in oxidation of carbon and hydrogen in the waste. Okay, so once again I will repeat about the incineration. First point: incineration is a closed conduit burning process, and it can be burning can be performed in presence of oxygen, so it will be a complete burning. Then because of closed conduit and providing proper arrangement for the emission of gases, it will not hamper directly to the people residing to that area. Next thing, there is a huge volume reduction, and hence it is a beneficial one, and it is waste to energy product, waste to energy plant. So these are the many advantages with respect to incineration. Only one disadvantage is as and when it is going to be create the air pollution, whether in the lower atmosphere or higher atmosphere, that is a different story. But it is going to be emit the air pollutants. So this is about the incineration. Now we'll go to the next point, the next treatment process, and that is the pyrolysis. Okay, before I read the proper, you can keep on copying this slide. Before I read as it is the slide, I would like to tell you very simple example of the pyrolysis process. It is an indirect burning. Please pay attention. It is an indirect burning in the sense there will not be the direct contact between burning material and fuel, the way it is shown here. In the incineration, they are directly coming into contact and hence burning performs. But whereas in a pyrolysis, there will not be the direct contact between the burning material and the fuel. So very common example I will give you. Preparation of rice in a cooker. Preparation of rice in a cooker. What we do in a cooker, pressure cooker, we are taking a separate pot, and in that we are putting the rice and water, whatever ingredients we want, and that pot we are keeping into one container that is known as the pressure cooker, and then that pressure cooker will be keep on the flame. The flame is heating to the pressure cooker, not to the that directly burning to the rice, is it? So that is that kind of burning is known as the pyrolysis. Are you getting? It is not the direct burning, it is an indirect burning process. I hope you understood. Pyrolysis is a process of chemically decomposing organic materials at elevated temperature in the absence of oxygen. It is in the absence of oxygen. The process typically occurs at temperatures above 430 degrees Celsius. आता राईस प्रिपरेशन तुम्ही म्हणताल की तिथे मग 430च्या वरती टेम्परेचर जातं का? तर that is, we are not burning completely. We are cooking it. So we are not rising the temperature up to that. But this is one of the example. The process typically occurs at temperatures above 430 degrees Celsius. If it is in a degree Fahrenheit, it will be 800 degree Fahrenheit. And under pressure, is it? Under pressure, the pressure cooker example. It simultaneously involves the changes of physical phase and chemical composition and is an irreversible process. It is an irreversible process. And from the pyrolysis, listen carefully, from the pyrolysis, the way we saw during the incineration, ash will be the byproduct, is it? And that can be used as a filler in the clinkers or the bricks or in the soil or in the cement industry, everywhere. Such a way, in a pyrolysis, a byproduct will be the coal, activated charcoal or the coal will be the byproduct. Do you know what is the activated charcoal? Activated charcoal, it can be used as for the cleaning purpose also, or we can say it is a adsorption process can be performed. Adsorption, surface phenomena, not the absorption. Okay, please clear yourself. Adsorption phenomena, is it? So that can be performed by using the activated charcoal, and such activated charcoal can be prepared by burning the material or the waste in absence of oxygen, or in the method of by using the method indirect burning of the solids, is it? So that is the pyrolysis method. Pyrolysis is the process of heating organic material at high temperature in absence of oxygen. Since no oxygen is present, the organic material does not combust. लक्ष द्या, does not combust. क्रॅम्प होत जातं, असं क्रिम्प होत, आकसून घेतलं जातं, असं ते मटेरियल तयार व्हायला सुरुवात होतं. It does not combust. Instead, the chemical compounds, that is cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin, that make up the material decompose into combustible gases and charcoal. Into combustible gases and charcoal. And that charcoal can be used for different purposes. The products of biomass pyrolysis include biochar, bio-oil, and gases, including methane, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, and carbon monoxide. Okay, so please copy this one, and then I will show you the figure. I will give you 2 minutes to copy, and our this session is getting end up, and it's around 2:40. Still 20 minutes are there to finish this lecture. So once again, I will request you all to get connect for this lecture, and during that lecture, I will take the attendance. I will take the attendance in the next session, as the current session will get end up by 2 minutes. Please copy this. Okay, now watch the figure, please. I think you have finished the write-up. You can see the figure. Pre-stressed biomass. Blocks, we can convert into blocks or compress that material and send it for the pyrolysis process. So that's why we can say pre-treated or pre-treated biomass, and then air inlet, then air locking process is provided. Air inlet is provided in the outside chamber. There are two chambers. This is the inside chamber and